Friends, this is Brandon from This Is Tech Today, and recently I had laser eye surgery or LASIK, and this is my reaction video to the whole thing. It's pretty crazy because the procedure itself is not that long, maybe about 20 minutes, and over the course of 3 months my eyes will fully heal, but I was able to see clearly right after the procedure. It's crazy. But of course, it's kind of graphic, so if you're kind of squeamish over things like this, you've been warned. Really. Here we go.
All right, and scoot up. Right about down a little bit. You'll feel that right there.
Okay, so here we are. There's a little donut hole for your head that you're supposed to put your head into. And then there are these little pads that they have for your ears, because they're flooding your eyes with tons of different drops and things like that, and they're trying to prevent it from going into your ear canal. So for context, what my prescription was before, when I was getting my eyes done, it was a negative 8.5 in my left eye for contacts, and a negative 7.5 in my right eye, and I have an astigmatism as well. What they essentially do is they cut a flap. That laser that creates the flap then has these kind of bubbles that go underneath your eye to kind of like lift it and gather the distance. Yeah, and then they shoot the laser into your eye. So the whole time it takes about 20 seconds or so. It's pretty crazy. Leading up to the procedure, you have a couple of things that you have to do. One is get your eye exam if you haven't done it within the past year. And then you have a pre-op appointment, and they just double check all of your prescription. Oh yeah, so they're putting a bunch of different drops in my eyes to numb my eyeballs. And one thing that was really weird is when I had my consultation, they put one drop in my eye and I couldn't feel anything. It was really weird because she was going up to me and going to like poke my eye to figure out how thick my cornea is or whatever, and I couldn't feel anything, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And what it kind of reminded me of is like the Matrix, if any of you guys know what that is, but like kind of like an indentation into like your vision, like a bubble, a weird thing. It's just bizarre. I don't know if you can see, but I'm like breathing a lot. I was really anxious beforehand. There are definitely lots of moments leading up to the procedure where I just couldn't sleep at night. I was just staying up thinking about someone cutting into my eye and then shooting lasers into it. It was crazy. I was on 2 Xanax by this point. So leading up to the procedure, they make you read all this like literature, and then you kind of sign away a lot of your rights to like sue them and things like that, but they have to tell you about all the risks about it, and it's scary. Like there's the possibility of having like a corneal transplant or just going blind and all these other different things, but I mean, it's legal stuff. They have to tell you about all that. When I asked the people working there, they've never seen a single bad procedure like yet. Leading up to the procedure, you're supposed to utilize lubricating eye drops for a week beforehand. I think that's 4 times a day, and then the day before they have these antibacterial and anti-inflammatory drops that you use 4 times a day the day before the actual procedure. The day of the procedure, you don't put any drops in your eyes, you don't wear eye makeup if you do that, and you don't have any caffeine. Ooh. My eyeball looks really awful. The camera's terrible. Like, I don't care if you're Gal Gadot. Like, your eyeball's gonna look bad underneath this light. She's got beautiful eyeballs too. And they're adding a little clamp underneath my eyelids. Oh, weird. And then like cranking them open so I don't blink. He told me not to try to blink against the clamp because it tends to cause your eyeball to move, and that's not anything that you want to have happen when there's a huge laser shooting into your eyeball. More drops. I don't know if those are numbing or disinfectant. I'm sure there's probably both. Is that like a cotton swab thing? I think he was trying to see if I could feel anything in there. It's weird because like I don't know what to expect, so I could kind of feel a little bit of pressure on there, but I couldn't, like, it didn't hurt or feel uncomfortable. Oh, and this thing is weird. He's like literally like shoving this device into my eyeball. It just felt like it was squishing really hard, and then you felt like something move across your eyeball that was like really weird. It was like a deep tissue massage in a weird way, like just moving across your skin, but it didn't hurt. But it's like shooting lasers into your eye. Can you hold very still? So I guess this is a laser cutting into it. Ooh! Okay, so it spins around, I guess, and continues to cut into the eye. I guess this is when, like, there's bubbles being shot. Oh, weird! Ooh! Oh, my eye kept moving. Oh, look how not smooth it is. Oh. That looks really bad. Oh, what is that? Oh. I wonder if those are like little markings. Like there's like a dye on there. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what's going on in the bottom left. Oh God. It's so weird. He's like lifting it up. Alright, here's that green light it's supposed to look into. He told me like not to like get my eyes off the light at all. Just like really keep my eye on there. Oh, and my friend Miles was able to get some audio from someone in the lobby to explain what's going on.
Take five?
Nope. Fine.
Is it the cornea they're taking off?
No, they're not taking the cornea off. They're taking a layer of just skin that sits above the cornea. They're just making a flap to get into the treatment area, and the laser is going to reshape the cornea. And they'll just put that flap back over.
There's just protective skin.
Exactly. So the cornea has several layers of skin cells, so getting into really the second layer, moving it over, treating it, and putting the flap back over.
Wow. So it's the laser right there?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Do you hear that noise? That's reshaping. That's the laser going and it's reshaping this cornea. A few seconds.
Did you see how it got like super textured? That's weird. I don't know what.
To hit like the optic nerve as far as like...
Doesn't go that, no. It just reshapes the cornea, which is the top. Think of it as a pillow made up of several layers of skin cells.
Right.
And so what it's doing, it's reshaping the cornea to allow the light to enter the eye and reach the retina and change the vision.
Right. So it's probably it's a fairly low power laser then.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not going completely through and reaching the optic nerve.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was curious about.
He's like sweeping my eyeball. Yeah, I wonder what the drop is. I don't know if that like helps seal it in a way. It's weird. Or disinfectant it. I don't know. That's not like glue or anything, like I think. Just checking my eyeball. Oh, you can see the like the flap, and there's the markings. So okay, yeah. So those markings were probably there so that the flap was positioned correctly. It wasn't like off center or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean. Wow. And that's, ooh, one eye. That was really fast. What was that? Like, I don't know how long that was. So a lot of people will talk about like the smell of the whole procedure, and there's definitely a smell, but the best way I could describe it is it smells like burning hair when the laser's shooting into your eyeball. Like, I don't, I, do human bodies just smell that way when they're burning? My coworker Danny kept bringing that up over and over again, just to mess with me. Thanks, Danny. After the procedure, you can't work out, you can't do a lot of different things. Oh yeah, you have to avoid soap and water in your eyes, so that can make it hard for showering. So what I just would do is avoid getting anything on my face and just like lean back my hair into the water and then use face wipes for cleaning my face. You can use a computer, but you're supposed to do it like infrequently with like a lot of breaks, and just like put tons of eye drops in your eyes because they're really dry after the procedure. Leading up to this whole thing, I was really worried about my eye moving and the laser kind of not going in where it's supposed to be. But apparently there's some image tracking on there, or eyeball tracking. Granted, you don't want to move your eye a lot, but it can notice some movements and keep up with it, which is pretty cool. And then when I was also getting my eyes checked, because they kept changing the prescription, I had both of my eyes open, one where I could see through and one that I kind of couldn't. I was really worried about being able to focus on one area, because my eye, like, I would see an image like in one spot and then it would move over. It was really weird. But in this situation, they cover your eye, so that makes it easier. And then there's a green light that you're supposed to focus on over and over and over again. And then it flashes, so you can continually like focus on that area. It's not just a stagnant image where your eye gets like kind of bored and lazy and not focusing on it. Something happened where I could see light out of my right eye, and so yeah, he pulls back and tells me to focus on it again. Yeah, that's because my eye kept moving. So one thing that's like really crazy during all of this is that when they cut off the flap, like you can see like everything, and then all of a sudden you don't see anything. It's just kind of black, and it kind of looks like a bunch of different like colors, kind of like a firework in a weird way, like a bunch of little stars. It's really weird, really weird. But when the flap is removed and he takes the device off my eyes, I can still kind of see, which is really weird. So this is really just kind of like a skin flap in a weird way. A clear skin flap. Ugh. I'm breathing super heavy right now. Yeah, and I said right away, I can see out of my right eye. I really wanted to make sure that I didn't talk until like after that whole thing was done. Brushing the eye, just sweeping it. And the little markers, okay. That makes sense. Ooh, it's just weird. It just looks weird. Can you can you tell why I was having a hard time like sleeping at night sometimes, just thinking about this? It's really nasty looking. Man, I intended on like deep breathing and just really focusing on that light like nobody's business. Oh, that's interesting. You can like kind of see like little changes in light on the camera. I don't know if that is because of the laser, like it's picking up the laser or not. So I'm not sure how long the laser actually shoots into your eye, like once it starts, that buzzing noise, but I'll put like the time right here, right here. So what's crazy is like the moment he puts the flap back over my eyelid, it does look clear, like right off the bat. So before it's just kind of like really like blurry, just really blurry, kind of like a really nice bokeh or blur in your pictures, if for your photography and videography people out there. And then he puts this over it and it looks just so much clearer. But it's I don't know, it's still kind of like disoriented or like distorted because my eye's adjusting to everything that just happened. I went through like a lot. So after this procedure, they give you 2 sleeping pills. Oh, they also give you some like goggles. So they give you these UV goggles to wear. Super stylish and cool, right? But you have to wear these around because if you look at bright light or get UV rays into your eyes for like the next like week or so, it can actually like burn your eyes. So you have to be very careful. They tell you right after to go home to sleep right away. Take the sleeping pills and just sleep. And so most of the pain and the healing happens right after the surgery when you're sleeping. So if you sleep through it, it's not going to be bad at all. I took 1 pill and then woke up around, or at 5 o'clock, and then woke up sometime around 1 a.m. and I just had a few things like that I had planned out. It's like go to the restroom, drink some water, eat a banana, eat some trail mix, take another sleeping pill, go to bed. So I took another sleeping pill and then I woke up at 10 a.m. the next morning. So that was 16 hours of sleep. One thing that was like interesting about the pain though, it kind of feels like a chili pepper in a weird way, like that stingy feel in your eye, except it's not in all of your eyeball. It's just in like that one circular area there. So the day after this procedure, I have a post-op appointment and I'm supposed to go there, get my eyes checked and check the prescription. And so if you remember, it was negative 8.5 in this eye and negative 7.5 in this eye. So when they checked it, it was 20/20, so like a 0 equivalent in this right eye, and then a negative 2.5 in my left eye. But those numbers, as he pretty much said, is they're kind of worthless in a way. All that they're trying to verify is whether or not something drastic has happened in terms of like something bad. It's kind of amazing. I'm just blown away by it because in reality, it's actually like really simple. It's not that bad at all. I encourage you to have this done. It was really simple and really fast, and most of the anxiety and fear happens leading up to the actual event. When it's all said and done, there are no regrets. There really aren't. That's crazy. I just grabbed the camera because I can see exactly what's going on and just walk outside. And there's my friend Miles. He drove me. Thanks again, Miles. You were great. He filmed the actual like eyeball video. And there's my 3rd Xanax of the day. I don't know if 3 in like an hour or so is like too much, but and then they give you these little eye shields to put on to protect your eye because you can't touch your eyes. I mean, I can't even do that for the next 3 months. Actually, I try to avoid touching my eyes or rubbing my eyes.
They look really cool.
Yeah.
This is the coolest you've ever looked.
But yeah, like you wear those so that when you're like rolling over and stuff like that, when you're sleeping, you don't bump into your eye. And I'm a side sleeper, so I was really worried about that. Actually wore those eye protectors for 3 or 4 days after the procedure, like including the night or the day of. You're only supposed to watch it once or wear it once. So I just wanted to be sure. So I asked them how this actually works. Like, how does a laser shooting into your eye make you see clearly? And the way that they described it is that your eye has a certain kind of thickness, and it's kind of predictable for every single human being in terms of like how much you can like burn off and how it improves your vision. So they gave me an example of like, okay, everyone's eye should be 100 pages thick, like a book. And if your eye is actually 115 pages thick, then the laser will burn off 15 of the pages to get to the 100, and it knows how thick every single page is. And so it'll do that for every single person. Like, they'll find out how many extra pages there are and then burn them off. So here's something that's really neat. When I was looking at my eye, I just got a little curious, and I shined a light into my eye just to see what it looked like. And you can actually kind of see the ring around my eyeball where the cut was, and it's because it's still healing. It's kind of got a little bump there, so the light is kind of reflecting off of those bumps. So this is what it looks like if you're interested in seeing something crazy like that. Thanks for watching This Is Tech Today and my eye procedure. Thanks to those who were encouraging me, wishing me well, and praying for me. I just appreciate that greatly. If you have any questions about this procedure, ask me. Leave a comment below and I'd be happy to help out. If you enjoyed this, or at least found it interesting or entertaining, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys when you do that, and just being able to continually interact with you. Thanks again for watching This Is Tech Today. I'll see you next time.